Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. We are still in the international break, however, it's going to be over, so do not worry, and game week 30 is around the corner. So in today's video, I am going to go through my team and seeing how my teams line up for game week 30. I'm going to talk to you guys about some of my transfer options and what I'm going to be doing for game week 31 and onwards. I think it's quite essential that we look at the fixtures ahead and plan. But yeah, anyways, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and always drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. Thank you. So before I go through my team, before I look at my transfers, I need to talk to you guys about the game weeks. I think it's essential that we have some kind of idea, some kind of plan, a strategy to go and navigate through these game weeks. These are just my thoughts and what I'm thinking that may help you guys out as well. So for game week 30, for me, I'm still waiting until the deadline before I make any kind of transfers. I am recording this on the 30th of March, so there is still a lot of World Cup games left, and it's essential that we basically look at those fixtures, look at who starts, look at who's been benched, look if there's any injuries. It is essential to see those things because that will help us out to make our final decision for game week 30. So I'm waiting for those fixtures to be finished before I make any kind of transfers, but I do have a few players in mind for this game week. Now, as for game week 31, this is where I'm thinking to wildcard. Now, if you don't have your wildcard chip, I think it's essential that you look at these fixtures and you look at people who are wildcarding to see which players they are picking. And, try and bring in those players in so you don't fall behind. Now, the problem with game week 31 is before this deadline, there are quarterfinal games for the Champions League and Europa League games. And this is essential that we know this. And I don't know why my voice has changed, but it is essential that we know this. And I don't see it often, like on YouTube or on Twitter. We need to know about this because for Manchester City, they only needed a few more wins in the Premier League to win the league. For Liverpool, they might give up on the Premier League and they might focus on the Champions League. They are going to be focused on the Champions League. And there could be a lot of rotation here against Aston Villa. It's the same thing from Chelsea. They've got Porto in the Champions League. Arsenal has got a fixture as well. And if you look at game week 31, they've got a good fixture here against Sheffield United. It is important that we know about these fixtures. And people seem to just forget about the Champions League. Oh, I don't care. Who cares about that? It is essential that we know who's going to start, who's going to play. I know it's a couple of weeks later, but we need to have these things in mind because what about if something changes and, we don't wildcard in game week 31? Then what are we going to do? I don't want to panic. I want to make another plan to adjust to a situation. So I'm going to be looking at that later on. So as for game week 30, as you can see, I'm inside of the top 100k, and for this game week, I basically want to maintain this rank. If I can get closer to the top 50k, that would be fantastic, but my main goal is to hold it and then go again and push again in game week 31 when I use my wildcard. Now, looking at this team is actually pretty good. Now, first up, I got Martinez in goal against Fulham. Now, I think this is going to be a very cagey match. Fulham is not going to go there to try and win in the game, getting those 3 points. I think they will be happy with a draw, even though they need the points. That's just what I feel. So it's going to be very cagey. So this will definitely help Martinez to keep a clean sheet. I've got Dallas, Rafinha, Bamford, great players. Great fixture there against Sheffield United. Rafinha and Bamford, even Dallas, I can see all three of them getting some kind of return. I can't see Sheffield United doing well here. It'll be a shock. And even if they do, I think Leeds United will score. So this is where I'm going to be getting a lot of the points. I think people who are wildcarding for this game week, they will bring Leeds United players. However, in game week 31, people might not want them. So it's kind of difficult there if you're wildcarding for game week 30. Next up is Wan-Bissaka and Fernandes. Now, I had my captain on Fernandes for a few days, but I changed it to Harry Kane. I think Brighton is a much better team than Newcastle. Newcastle, they are losing a lot of their players, and it's just not working out for them. Brighton is playing better. They're more exciting to watch. So I think will be a tough game for Manchester United. I think this will be a close game as well, like a 0-0 or 1-0. So I'm hoping that I can get a clean sheet, but we will see. Fernandes did play both of the World Cup qualification games. It could be a rotation. Anything can happen, right? When coming back from the international break, there could be COVID issues, travel, injuries. A lot of players played. So, all these things we need to consider. And we need to wait until the press conference to make any kind of transfers. Now, this is where I could gain a lot of points. Is from Everton, because they got a home fixture against Crystal Palace. Luca Dean and Calvert-Lewin. Dean here, 9.1. He's a player that can get you 1 point or 8, 1 point, or like, up here where he was doing really well, 12. He is a player that can be explosive. It could get big amount of points. I was just trying to find out where's the big points, but it wasn't this season. I think last season is when he had those big amounts. But I think that he has a high possibility to get those points again against Crystal Palace. Gundogan against Leicester City. I would love to have Kevin De Bruyne here, or maybe double up, but I'm fine with the team that I have. Son, it looks like he's injured. We're gonna wait for the press conference to make sure. If he is out, and to be honest with you, I'm actually thinking to move him anyway and bring in a Chelsea asset. And and Harry Kane is going to be my captain against Newcastle. So that is the team. And if we look at my bench, it's pretty strong. The only reason why it's strong is because we just came out from the blank game week 29. As you can see, I've got Cresswell, Lingard and Dunk. So I don't need to make any transfers. I can bank the transfer and go again and switch my players around in game week 31. So I'm looking at that. If there are some big injuries for big players that I want in game week 31, I might not even wildcard. I might just make the transfers. So anyways, that's the team. That's how it's looking like. So looking at game week 30, I'm thinking to remove Son there, and I'm thinking to bring in a Mason Mount or Havertz or any Chelsea asset that has a high chance to start and play. So there we go. This is what I'm thinking to do. Now, I don't have to make this move. I can make a defensive move, maybe remove Cresswell or Dunk or something for a Chelsea defender. However, I'm already thinking to bring them in the wild card that I'm thinking to do in game week 31, like maybe Azpilicueta that I would love to have. It is quite expensive, 5.8. So this is what I'm thinking. This is my transfer plan for game week 30. Actually, these are the only transfer plans for game week 30. I think I am really happy with the team. We just have to see what happens when players comes back from the international break. Now, for game week 31, there are teams that I'm focusing on. And I'm just going to quickly remove these players to kind of help people out. So I am going to focus on Chelsea assets. So I'm looking at bringing in Mendy, Azpilicueta, like double up on them in game week 31 and onwards. Maybe I could go for one of the midfielders, maybe Havertz or Mason Mount. Let's just put Havertz for now. Now, it all depends on the Champions League games, obviously. And when I watch them, this will give me a better understanding on who might start for this game week and who might rotate. So I don't really want to create a wildcard draft for you right now. But I just want to talk to you guys about some players that I have in mind. Diaz, even though they got a blank, I'm going to have players on the bench that is definitely going to help me out throughout the blank game week. I'm looking at doubling up. for this game. Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne, captaining him in Gameweek 31. And the other team that I am focusing on is Liverpool, like Trent, Salah, and Jota. There we go. Something like this. These are the players that I'm looking at in Gameweek 31. There's another team that I have got my eye on that will definitely help me out. That is Wolves, Cody, and Neto. Because these players are very, very cheap, it is definitely going to help me out in the long run. In a blank game week, I can bench the Manchester City players and bring Cody and Neto. So let's just say Game Week 33. There we go. They got a home fixture against Burnley. So these are the things that I'm looking at. These are the strategies. These are the transfers. And yeah, we have to wait and see what happens, guys. I think the Champions League games, it's going to be very important for us to kind of know what happens in those games so we can plan our wildcard better. But anyways, guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I hope that this video has helped you. I tried to cover as many things as possible. My next video might be on a Thursday, so watch out for that. Please follow me on Twitter as well. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and always drop a like on the video. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.